Welcome to December Daily, day 28. Just trying to get our chat up here. There we go. Okay, so day 28, I warned you, is going to be all about M number 3, or Miss M, or girlfriend as I sometimes call her. But she spent the night with me on that night. And I do have photos. These are 2 photos from the next day, but I have a separate story I want to tell for the 29th, or actually 2 stories I want to tell for the 29th. So I'm going to include these with these, because I can just put them all in with all the things that we did. And I'm looking at this thinking, wow, I chose a big journaling card, but I may have to double write or, just do an over to the back for what we're going to do. So this layout is across from this. This was a layout that she actually helped me with, and I did change this so that there is a card in here that you can pull out. And I haven't journaled on that. I'll have to do that. As a matter of fact, I realized I hadn't journaled on that, and I hadn't journaled on this particular day either. But that's fine, because it was a very relaxing day, and that's all I really have to talk about. But anyway, so this is coming across this here. I'll just do it like this. It's really here. And because they're going to be 2 4x4s across from each other, I really wanted to differentiate that this is a different day starting here. There's not a lot of color on here just because there was so much in the photos. So I think other than having to think about maybe some green coming in, there's not really a lot that I have to do with this particular layout. So one of the things I decided is I still had this little scrap of this multi-colored pattern here. And I think what I want to do is just add this in here to get some of those Christmas colors in. And there is a little bit of an aqua dot there on this. And this is just from an old Ellie Studio cut apart sheet is what this is from. So I'm just going to add this in. It's not completely straight. Maybe actually, now that I think about it, I need to go the other way, I think. Let's see. Actually, what I need to do is do it kind of in the middle here, because I think that's the most straight part of this. Okay, so I'm going to trim off these 2 ends to start out with. And this card still needs to be trimmed a little bit. I'm going to let the card that will be behind it dictate that. So if I think about that, that means it's this card right here. And I just want to look, because one of these sides needed to be trimmed more than the other. Sometimes I'll rough trim them. Sometimes I'll do a little bit more than rough trimming. Okay, so we got that one. So that's the, other way here. That's the most important piece. And I'm going to see if I can get this up a little bit here so that it's a little bit straighter. And that just may not be able to happen at this point. Although now that I think about it, I'm going to probably put my date there. So even though that's not completely straight, I think that's okay. All right, so then I'm thinking about dates right away. I have green on the opposite page. Let's see, this is day number 28. So I could add that in right there. Or I could come back in and do a green 28. And I actually have, now that I think about it, I think I have this Jane tile. And this oh, nope, that came off actually. They don't always do that. Let me see how this will look, because I've used not a lot of these. Let me see, because I want it to be roughly, there we go. I think that's just going to be something a little bit different. It's a little, I haven't used a ton of these alphas in here. These are more intended for when I do the 12x12 pages that I'm going to do that for Christmas, but it's nice to get a few of those in there. Hey, Moira, good to see you. Okay, Then, so I'm going to try to handle sort of like one group of photos at a time because, well, I'll embellish one group of photos at a time, but I need to think of these two together. And then I need to just think of this one by itself because it is by itself, really. So I'm looking at my pieces over here and thinking, what could I do to maybe enhance this here? I do like the idea of getting this light green in down here. So I'm going to add that on there. And I don't quite know what we're going to do for embellishing or journaling there. I always have those hearts. It always amazes me like what I gravitate towards. And hearts would be appropriate in this since it is Miss M here. I also do have some candy canes left from last year, but I think this may not work. Now, the other thing I'm thinking about is that we went to the library and it was really snowing. This is when we got home, and maybe I should think about adding some white snowflakes here. So I can always add one up in here too. Add something up here. So I think that's kind of cute. I also had this Good Times sticker that or this Good Times piece there that I didn't think of until just now, because that could have gone in there, although that's kind of plain. Maybe, no, I actually like that, the Good Times documented here. Okay, so I think we'll do that. I do need to come up with something for here. And we had our tea party. Hey, Sue. So I think we talked about the fact that we were going to do a little tea party. Okay, so if we did that and this, and then red here, maybe. I do have plenty of, I could also come back and do pink. She would definitely like that. And maybe add the green in with like hearts and things like that. So maybe like this. And I could always use a puffy one because that one's not big enough. And a little pink one here maybe. Yeah, I like the idea. These are kind of small. I also do have this bow here because, as you can tell, girlfriend here wears bows. If I had room up there, I might do that, but I don't think I'm going to do it up there. Okay, so I'm going to grab my hearts. Oh, and I actually have pink hearts here. So that would be good. So let's do a pink heart that's not a die cut heart here. And I'm thinking I want to do a pink heart up here too. Could add another one down here. I am definitely regretting getting rid of all those stickers that I had. I don't know that I would have been able to use a ton of them, but it feels like I could have used some of those. Okay, so then heart here. Scale is off on this. Let me use the big one. Oops. Okay. And I might have to go into my stash to get some darker green. We'll see. Okay, that will be good. And then here, I'm hoping I have pop dots that will work with. That my pop dots aren't too big. So I do keep those around because I still use them, even though I use a lot of the foam tape. In cases like this, they're perfect. And I don't really need a pop dot, but, well, I shouldn't say I do need a pop dot because it'll rock otherwise. Because that heart is actually, that pink heart is raised there. Aw, Tammy, that's so cool. This is the first one we've ever had. But she FaceTimed me, I think about 3 weeks ago. She was having an imaginary tea party at home, and she FaceTimed me, or rather Mama did, and said, what did you want to ask Grandma? And so she asked me to have a tea party. So how could I refuse that? Okay, so then this one, and then this one. So I don't have a dark green heart, but I do have this light green one. And now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably wait a second, because I want to put something on this one. And really, I had, oh, here, these actually go this way. I was going to say, I tried to put them roughly in order. This one actually is over here in the timeline, but I wanted to keep these two together, and I wanted to start with that. So I have this big space here, and I could do it with this little mug, which I've since colored out the marshmallows, by the way. Or I could do like another label here, which that's kind of dark. I'm thinking the light green might be nice. And I do have those label stickers. I forget that I have those. So maybe I have a light green one here that would work. They're kind of big. I have this little one, but I have all these others that are fairly large. I could do a circle. Let me grab my green labels from my Christmas labels and see if I have anything. If nothing else, then I'll look in the other labels and see. I don't know that I have that green. It's a little bit different. Let's see, I have one that says December. Yeah, I don't have that green in here. So it might end up having to be like this dark green here. And then I also have, these are my Christmas ones, and then I also have another one that is just strictly, yeah, there, I have more. Last year's was a more, it had more of a spring green in it. Maybe this one will work. That's kind of more what I was thinking. Okay, I'm going to double check though, just to make sure I don't have the light green. See, there we go. I think that did not make an appearance until this year. Oh, thought I just saw one. I kind of group by color families. Oh, I think I'm looking at more aqua than. Oh, no, that is that light green. Okay. So I'm going to look a little bit more. This is when you have too much. When stuff starts to fall all over when you look in. So there was a little bit of light green in here. Sorry to make you guys sit through this, but that's a cute little one, and that has the light green on it. So if I think I need it somewhere else, I'll put that aside. Aqua. That's one of the hard things, is it's really close to aqua here. I've got a circle. I think you can, with every time LA Studio does a collection like this, they come out with printables. That's what I was looking for. That one's a little bit darker, so I think I either have to decide to do the light green. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I should remember to just do the printables. Oh, and I forgot. I was going to take this, and I was thinking about adding it in maybe up across here. But now that I have this, I think we're going to leave it as it is. And we'll just use that. And maybe I could add something down here with that. Otherwise, I think it's done. Okay, so do I want to do this one? because I have these actual teacups here with tea bags, or I could use my little red mug, but I kind of like the idea of using a teacup, and there is a pink one. And then if I put it on here, there'd be enough. There is a tea bag, but the tea bag's as big as the cup. So maybe we'll stick with that, although I'll put it on a little bit straighter, and then add in a heart here. Now I have light green, pink, red. No dark green here. And I think light green and light green would be, yeah, not something I want to do. So there's one tiny one left here. I think it would be better if I had a bigger one. So let me see if I have any more dark green here. This is last year's assortment there. I was hoping for one. I have like a Kelly green. Here, this will work. These are brand new to me. They came out, I think, this past fall. So let's do this one here. I think that's a better size match. And I don't think I feel the need to, sometimes I like to cut or put the acrylics onto, not acrylics, the clear stickers onto like white paper, and then I cut them that way, but I don't think I need to do that with this one. Okay, and then we'll cut this label, and this is big enough that I could use that in a chunk somewhere else. Okay, I'm gonna straighten this cup out just a little bit. Looking at the sticker border versus the actual sticker here. There we go. Oh, I put it back not straight again. There. Okay, close enough. All right. So I forgot to say this side is done. Now we're working on these two pages, which are across from each other. So I have that. I have this. And I think we're doing a pink and green theme here. I do have a bigger green snowflake here. So let's put this up across the top. By the way, for those of you who asked, this is the snowman we made. So it's just a paper plate with a hole cut out of the center, and then you just put the cotton balls around it. He looks like he has legs here. It really doesn't look like that. And then I used scrapbook paper. We used punches, which she loved. It was a little hard for her to punch some of the smaller ones, but we made it work. I made her think that she was doing it, but I really was, because that's a grandma talent. When they're little like that. Okay, and sometimes she will say to me, I can't do it, you help, which is not very often. Okay. So then we, oh, oops, I thought for a second there, I thought I broke my snowflake. Okay, so there's, yeah, that snowflake down. And this is going to be interesting. I might have to take these snowflakes up because they're going to be sitting in the pocket now that I think about it. So I'm going to detach this a little bit. And then I can actually use, now that I think about it, then I can use just regular glue dots. Okay, so we have that. Now we have this to do. So I could do that Good Times Documented, which is kind of nice, except I'm thinking I really like the idea of the hearts and snowflakes now. And I do have plenty of snowflakes. So I could either do that here, or I think I'm going to do it like this. And I'll do that when that's in the pocket again. I'll put them on because otherwise they're going to be falling off. Okay, so then this needs to be cut. And then I probably need to mix in some hearts here. And I'm thinking in this particular case, maybe some green ones. And I have, oh, I could use the light green and the dark green maybe. Let's do that. Ah, thanks. Thanks, Moira. And then maybe a light green one up here between the two. Playing around with this just a little bit. My nails have gotten long enough that I'm having a hard time. I always think I have a hard time because I don't have fingernails. And then you have them and you still have a hard time. So I guess it's not just the fingernails. Okay, so I like the way that's I was gonna say, do I just want one? How many ways can we play with a heart and snowflake? I actually think I like, unless I did it somewhere else, and I think that's too much, but let's see. It's still playing. Yeah, I think I like the just one here. Okay. That still gives me plenty of room. And then I can kind of title that like what it is. I do have room though, again, to go back to this Good Times Documented. So yeah, I think that's too much in here. And the more I'm looking at this, the less I like the light green one. It's my prerogative to change my mind, right? Let me see if this dark green one, I'm not sure that this dark green is exactly the same. So if I need to, I can change it out because I'm using last year's. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I like that better. I think it makes that just a better statement. Okay, so, and I use more snowflakes, you guys. I'm whittling away at my supply. Someday I might actually need to buy more. Not anytime soon, but someday. Okay, so we have that one, these. Just gonna grab my little stickers here, my phrase stickers, and see if there's anything that I might want to put in here. Oh, there's like a love this one, which I definitely did love. There's great joy here. Okay, I could do that one. So I'm just going to see if I have, because I don't want to do thinking about making a little collage in here with this one. Nope, it's good as it is. I don't want to commit to putting something down until I know that I have something else I like. There's a love, there's a celebrate. Let's see, fun. Winter break is here works, that's for sure. There are certainly things that work. Thought I had like a love or something that was a little bit, the font was a little bit better. Good, I have Good Times as well. So I could pop like great joy there. good times up there or good times down here. Okay, let's do Great Joy because this was Great Joy. And then maybe I can put on these. Oh, I can never get these down straight. Well, I shouldn't say I can never get them down straight, but I'm not good at getting them down straight. And that one's not coming off. So we're just going to let it be like that. I try to remember that only God is perfect and I am not. And then let it just go. Okay, so there's good times, there's Great Joy. And then in honor of Miss M, who was here yesterday and liked these little puffy dots, I'm gonna go back to this year's and see what I have. Oh, so I have some dark green ones left. And we could do a pink one here somewhere. And maybe a light green one up in here. And then I think light green down here. Just so that we have a couple in the clusters. I'm not actually loving them on these, so I'm going to take them out of there. And then maybe light green. And then pink, maybe both a green and a pink here. And then here I put it pretty high, so I don't have room at the top. So I think we'll just put these at the bottom. And then that gives me a little bit of each of those dots. And then again, I've definitely said this about scrapbooking with my regular scrapbook supplies. Sometimes I put an embellishment on a piece of paper that has meaning to me, that if you just looked at it, you wouldn't understand that that has meaning to me. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. But now when I look at this, I'll remember that when we were scrapbooking, she was really liking the dots, and that's the reason it's on there. So I think we're done. Let me find, there we go. Okay, so I'll find this first. So while I was printing these, I already have 2 photos for yesterday, so I printed those at the same time. I try to do that if I can. Okay, this guy needs to be trimmed up just a tiny bit, so I'll quick do that so we can get him in the page protector. Yeah, that's what this thing is. Just so you can see how it kind of all looks. Oh, that's right. I might have to just lay these. I'll lay these down. I like these because they're a little sparkly. She would also love that. Okay, and now this goes here. These are going to need to be trimmed a little bit more. I'm loving how this is looking. And a great reminder of a super, super fun day. This one came off. Yeah, definitely glue dots are going to be helpful here. Oops. You'd think this wouldn't be so hard. I'm actually really liking these cards. So it says, these moments are my favorite. These moments are the ones I'll treasure most. These moments will make the best memories. And my daughter-in-law says that all the time to me about my time with the kids, is that when I'm with them, we make memories. And sometimes memories is playing a game. That grandma was good with playing a game and that kind of stuff, or, you know, liked playing games with them. Okay, so the snowflakes are out of place, but in general. So this will be page 1 across from this. And I think it changes just a little bit. So I think it's kind of a nice way to change this up. The pages, 2 pages before this are the one that I just put that little house separator in. This would have also been another place that could have gone. That might change as I look through the book and decide that maybe I'll want to do that, but you know, we'll see. Right now it's fine. And then we flip it and we get that spread. So love how it turned out. And I'm so glad this is done and documented and part of my book, because so these photos I will scrapbook again, but when I scrapbook photos with my grandkids in them, they go into their album, their family albums. I don't keep them, just so that you know that. So I have more photos of this time, these 2 days that we spent together, that will probably, I'm going to divide them into the T layout, because I think I have maybe 9 or 10 photos from this. And then a layout of all the other stuff that we did is probably what's going to happen with those. But but it's nice that this can be in my album, because I don't do that very often with the kids, because once I die, the albums are going to end up in the kids' hands anyway. So I give them to them now because they love looking at them. That's part of their family album. So anyway, so that's something probably that you need to know too, is that I'll scrap these in much more detail for them. So, all right, you guys, I can't believe it. Tomorrow will be day 29. We have a couple more days left. I'm pretty sure that I have things to document for every day and maybe a couple of extra things. So we'll kind of see how that goes. I might end up with bonus days this year like I did last year for sure. Not sure if I did the year before, but I might end up with a bonus day or 2 where I just add things into the album and I label them with a, 32 or 33 or whatever it is. And I'm A-okay with that. So anyway, so that's what it is. Yeah, Moira, I do think it is lovely that it's going to be in my DD as well, too. And we celebrated Christmas with them. It was the second time that we had to cancel Christmas because my boyfriend and I were both going to go over. He was going to meet them for the first time. We had to cancel the Saturday before Christmas because there was sickness in the house. And then yesterday morning, my daughter-in-law had warned me the night before that M number 4 had gotten sick. And then she texted me the next morning and said, I don't feel well. Now 2 and 4 are sick. So I said, you know what? I had planned to make dinner for them. I had all the ingredients. I said, I was going to bring the dinner. I said, let me bring the dinner anyway. I'll save part of it for our boyfriend and I so we could have it. And I took dinner over, and then then I went in and I masked. Obviously she was not, because she's going to be in the household, but I went in masked so that I didn't get whatever it is that they have. And then she asked if I wanted to stay to watch them open their presents. I said, oh, that would be awesome. And they got me a couple of things, which you will see. One of the things they got me tomorrow. That will be one of the things you see. But anyway, so I had not intended to do anything other than drop her off and leave the presents, but some of the kids who were sick were feeling a little bit better. So we opened presents, but my phone was out in my car. So I don't actually even have pictures of them unwrapping presents, which is okay. That sometimes happens. And the point is my memory will keep the memory of, I gave her crafting supplies, and M number 2 got drawing supplies, and M number 1, 2, and 3 were crafting and drawing at the table as I left, and M number 2 was playing with the gift that I gave him. So really that's the coolest memory out of all of them. And some of those just have to stay in your head because you didn't get to take pictures, right? And that's okay. So anyway, you guys, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon, and I will be back tomorrow with day number 30, I think. No, day number 29. Yes, day number 29. I just have to think 2 days back, Kelly. So day number 29. All right, you guys, take care. Bye, everybody.